G'day viewers, it's Michael here again and welcome back to Single Racer. And now, putting aside my last two support videos for Sim Racing 604, this was always going to be my next normal video featuring the incredible Chevrolet Omega 1999 stock car, and that's because it's a heck of a lot of fun to drive and to me an underrated car given the Group C cars that came out with it. And so I was naturally just about to do the video when, as luck would have it, a couple of videos ago I talked about maybe one of the features that went missing in the last update, which was that you could run up to 10 classes of cars now. And so I got a comment by Eric Santos asking me, well, why don't I show all 6 classes of stock cars in the one race? And so I personally thought, what a great idea. This sounds like a fantastic load of fun. So this is what I did. I loaded, as far as I know, there's only the 6 classes of the different stock cars in AMS2. So I decided to load all 6 with as many opponents as I possibly could. Now there was a caveat to that because I was actually wanting to show off a sort of less familiar, less commonly used Brazilian track from AMS2. The trouble is with that is that when you try and show as many cars and the classes of cars, the overriding factor was that I could only get the opponent number up to 16, and at first I thought it was a bug, or I was confused why, and then of course I realised because on that particular track, which was another kind of classic track, you could only get 16 cars in the pit stop, so that was the limiting factor, and I decided then to show it on this track, which would allow me the full 31 or 32 car field with myself included. And so now instead, let's load up, I would pronounce it Cascavel, I hope I'm not butchering that name, but let's load up 32 stock cars from 6 different classes on Cascavel and see how we do. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later, and let's go stock car racing.
The air temp is 21 Celsius, P6. Okay, Mick, here we go.
Okay, folks, so as we get ready to race, and we're off. Now, I just want to address what Crew Chief said, because it's the only drawback about running Crew Chief when you've got different classes of cars in AMS2, and that's because he says I'm in 6th spot, but that's because of my class, where I was actually starting in 11th spot, and I just got swamped now. I'm down to 15th spot. They're all over me here. Look at this. This is crazy. And as I try and run on the inside again to get a few positions back, this is absolutely fantastic. I love the way this car handles. Being a 1999 cousin to the Australian Commodore, you know, this is a very familiar handling car to Australians with the rear wheel drive. Absolutely fantastic. And oh, look at him go off. Look at that. Oh, that's unbelievable. Ironically, I just was reading a comment on a channel called Unknown Sissenegg. Someone wrote that they wished the AI would make, natural mistakes, not ramming into you where the AI seemed fake, but natural mistakes, and that's exactly what happened then. That was awesome. So I've moved back up to 11th spot where I started from, but now they're going to start trying to overtake me here, so it's a matter of settling down. So like I was saying, I think I was saying that I absolutely love this car because it's like an early version of the Holden Commodore. Very, I would say neutral, but it has a touch of oversteer if you get on the throttle too much. Absolutely fantastic car to drive, but I think all these stock cars are and are underrated vehicles if you haven't given them a go yet. So now let's settle down. The higher performance stock cars are going to sort of naturally overtake me, but it looks like they don't have as much ability through the corner. It's like they slow down, but that could be the usual, still the fine tuning. Oh, I nearly had to run wide there. I wasn't watching where he was, and he gave me a bit of a bump, a clean bump, so that's okay. And here comes another one on the inside. Bang, he goes. He's saying Rubbin is racing, move out of the way, Single Racer. This is absolutely fantastic. And I know they're pulling away, but I guess this was my only concern about multi-class racing when you're picking similar cars. And what I mean by similar cars is where it's the same type of car and you have a more powerful class, is because they're all going to start bunching up in their own classes. One of the great things about having multi-class racing is if you can, thanks crew chief, is if you can find cars with sort of similar power outputs that are totally different. So in the race that I did, the 10 classes, it was the surprising battle between my Caterham, the Caterham Academy, and the shifter go-kart. We were very, very even. So that's the kind of mixed classes you might want to race.
2.3 seconds. You've just done a 108.3.
And I'm talking over crew chief here. But yeah, they're the kind of battles. Whereas here, you'll kind of have that situation where you'll be separated into groups of, the typical stock cars and how fast they were over their classes. So you can see that whole group in front of me. Of course, the thing I like when, I've lost that sort of joy of, maybe starting in 30th and then working all my way to first. There's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely fun in its own right. But I kind of like the battle where here I have to work. I feel like I can actually catch them. So I have to work on doing really, really clean hot laps and concentrate like here. Coming in clean, that's much, much better there. See, look how much I'm gaining on him. It might just be small amounts, but this is what can make you a better driver over time, is you just here get used to the sliding, how much to push it. If you push it too much, you start understeering, which is a good sign that you are overdriving. I use my term, of course, slow in, fast out, but when I race, it's more like slow in, slow out. So, I've got to counter that. But see, I'm gaining on them. So the thing I love about this is it's hard to concentrate when you're talking, of course, but it's the thing of doing clean through the corners like this and slowly gaining on them. They got their own battle, this is where I think the AI has just become incredible. I'd say the last dozen races, there hasn't been an incident where I've been punted, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. See how they're battling now? They're all hitting each other, but I ran a bit wide there. That was my mistake. I was focused too much on them and not where I was in the corner. So now let's try and get past them here. This is fantastic racing. If you haven't tried this class yet, naturally, because the Group C's are just phenomenal. Like, if someone just wanted to race the Group C's, the GT4s, the GT3s, I would totally understand that. But some of these lesser AMS and AMS2 cars are just such a joy to drive on the limit here. That little bit of oversteer you saw, if you saw my wheel having to correct there, I'm right on their tails, and of course as I get up close behind them, I lose I get the draft, but I lose the aero downforce. Not these cars have too much there. Oh, that was just a lucky break there. They all got balked up a bit, and now I'm actually lapping now this last group. So this will be the slowest stock cars here. I'll just try and get through there cleanly. Yes, this is fantastic. So I've set this for 10 laps, but it's only just over a minute a lap. So, you know, just over sort of 10 to 12 minutes. I'm on lap 7 now. Where am I? I'm still in 11th spot. But that's because we've got the two fastest group of stock cars in front. You know, the Cruise. I forget what the other one is called, but
Left side tyres are cold.
now admittedly I haven't even raced them, so I've got to give them a good go. But I just I knew this sort of classic stock car, you know, and I think it's the thing of the Australian connection to the Holden Commodore is, you know, I just naturally had to give it a go, and it's absolutely fantastic fun as I now try for clean laps through here. Or that was a bit rough. So that's what I mean. If you push, you've got, if you come into the corner a bit too hot, you've got a touch of understeer. And if I can get through here cleanly, if I dab on the throttle there, that beautiful oversteer, but almost steering into the turn, which I really liked. That was absolutely fantastic fun.
2.2 seconds.
So I'm a bit by my lonesome here, and that was always the risk of doing the multi-class of one type of car where they're all going to be in their bunches. But now let's see if I can catch any car in front, or at least go for a personal best. Just get through. Oh, there's that beautiful oversteer. I love it. Now, admittedly, you've got to have enough skill or practice to be used to that. A lot of people might not like an oversteering car, especially if you're a beginner and you spin around a lot. That's totally fair enough. You might want a more well-balanced car, but there, that touch of oversteer, just to get it straightened, is absolutely fantastic. And here's the second group of cars now. This could be another group of the slower stock cars. Yes, it is. So this is the second lot of stock cars, probably I think they were the 86 stock cars from memory. So now I've got to just, I'm in a difficult corner. I've just got to try and be clean. Trying to keep the speed up, that's it. Come on. Which way are you going to go? Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm trying to work out which side you're going to go. And now try and get past him here. And this is what I mean. It's just fantastic fun. It's so much fun, especially when you race these types of cars, the slower AMS2 cars online. If you like racing online, please, if you haven't already, give these a go online. They're just so much fun against other real-life drivers, if you're sort of still unhappy with where the AI is sitting at the moment. And here's the third group now. Oh, I've got one lap to go, so I think I can catch them. Again, you've got to now drive cleanly. So 6 groups of stock cars. I'm probably in the third fastest, which makes sense. So I'm catching the third slowest, but they've blocked me in a little bit here. They're unhappy with that nudge there. Come on, can I squeeze through? I don't want to cut him off. No, I've whoa! I was looking in the mirror where he was, and I didn't realise I was approaching this other one. Sorry about that, buddy. I approached him a bit too fast and gave him a nudge, but like I said before, to quote Tom Cruise, you know, rubbing his racing in that NASCAR movie there. So I think this is where I'm going to end up. One thing I like about this is, I always felt this in Assetto Corsa, is that when I was racing online, I would qualify, so say I qualified 11th in Assetto Corsa. I loved how you were racing against people where you naturally qualified. It's an amazing level up. And, you know, it's ironic that I started in 11th and finished in 11th based on the cars I've got around me. So if we can, nearly lost it there. So if we could just cross the start-finish line.
Well done, Mick. Great win. You deserved that today.
Oh, so he says I've won, so I must have been the top of my class there. But let's have a look at the times. We'll just go through. I know a couple of my subscribers like to see the different classes and when they end up. So let's have a look at the times. of each class, and you can see how they've got a different colour next to their name and their position. So it's great how they all finished, and there's me finishing ahead of my class, which is good. I'm happy about that. So just going through the times again. So I hope you enjoyed that race, and don't forget you can now have more than 4 classes, up to 10 classes of car, if that's what you're interested in. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later.